Hello, everybody. Hello, Eileen Carlin. I'm here. You're here. Isn't that all we need to start? Hello, Catherine Gaston. Oh, it's not going to be a late one because no one procrastinates like April. And I have to get my taxes done tomorrow. I have none of it put together. None of it. This is going to be a terrible thing. I'm going to be up all night adding. Yeah. I hear you, tiny kitten. Come here. Come here. Come on, baby. Come here. She doesn't make an appearance very often. But when she does, she sure does. Isn't that the most beautiful kitty face? She's so perfect. I love her. Tiny Kitten Esquire. Hi, Ava. Oh my, jealous much? Hello, Mortimer Duke. How you doing, love? Well then. Hello, sweet C-Rex. I love you. Hello, Nana Laura. Hello, Spider-Man. Slackers hours? What do you mean? I must have missed a comment. Aww. I don't doubt that a bit. Would you like your treats? You're digging your claws into my leg, like deep into my leg. Like, Mama, move it along. Hey, Billy, can I shut this window a little? It's cold. Come on, buddy. Thank you. Come on. Thank you. Got her blue Buffalo Health Bars. So, I don't have a lot for tonight. I dozed when I should have not dozed. Apparently I needed a nap. And so yeah, I got my naps in. I got one of the rough drafts back from one of the graphics that I designed the concept of, but lacked the ability of making, so I hired someone to make it, and they gave me the rough draft today, and it's so close. I'm so excited. I can't wait till it's done. You guys are going to love it. I know it. So let's see here. We had a train derail in our town over the weekend. At least it was just lumber and not toxic chemicals they spilled 30 years ago. Oh my goodness. 30 years ago, you had some real life Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff going on, huh? Well, Mother Nature is apparently going through late-term menopause. What did you just do? You're knocking stuff down. Tiny Kitten's in heat. But she's getting fixed very soon. This whole week is going to be a mess, guys. I'm not lying. Stop. So tomorrow I have to meet with a financial advisor and get my taxes done. And then Wednesday, Tiny Kitten goes to the vet. Thursday, Ava goes to the vet. And then over the weekend, I have to get my kid. And then Ava gets spayed on next Friday. And then on Tuesday, I have an appointment, a doctor's appointment. So, 2 hours away. So, it's going to be a tight one this week. I'm going to be stressed for time, but I'll do my best. I will do my best to get stuff out as much as I can, to be on as much as I can. Yeah, we're good at that. We're good at that. Hot night, every window open. Yeah. That would not be a good thing to wake up to in the morning and be like, oh, could have been me. Shh. You shush. Are you getting it right now? Is that what you're warning me? I know we usually get it around Easter. Now you make me want to check. Like, now you got me scared, Ma. I don't want none. Tomorrow night, really? It doesn't show it on it says rain is coming. Maybe that's just you. Because it says rain for me. I'd prefer not to have snow. Nope, not at all. Don't want it. You can keep it. Yeah, nope. It just shows rain for us. So, it's all yours, Mom. Oh my gosh, that poor kitty. I don't know if y'all can hear her still. She's like this every couple weeks, I swear. And she's just, it's nonstop yowling and running. Like, as I'm trying to walk, she is figure eighting around my feet with every step that I'm taking. And it's so hard not to trip over her. I love her. I love her dearly. That's why I kept her. She's the most talkative cat ever, which is awesome. Great. I love it. Because she actually says words. She says, I love you. She definitely says, Ma. She does say no. And I swear she understands me. I told her earlier to go to a friend of mine because she was circling around my feet. And my friend was visiting, and I said, go give them some lovin's. And she just walked right over to him. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. That works. Listen to me. Oh my gosh. Wow. They closed a lot of them around here. Well, we haven't had good snow for a long time. Every year it's been dwindling more and more and more. And it went from when my dad was a kid, he could jump off of the top of a garage and land in a snow pile and be fine. Now, we don't get very much snow, but we get the negative 72 degrees for one full week every year, shuts down all the schools and everything. But yeah, it's like negative 25 to negative 72 every single year around February. Shuts the world down. Yes, and it was beautiful. Oh my gosh, I loved it. I was so grateful you shared it with me. If you want, Ma, I can put it on the Discord for you. Oh, I don't doubt that a bit. I see. I'm going to take some heat for this one. I know it. I 100% believe in climate change, but I don't believe in climate change in the way that it's spun by the government. If you look in history, where there's oceans, there was once desert, and vice versa. Archaeological digs have shown us that seasons change and the weather patterns in places over the courses of hundreds of years change. And I believe we see that every year. Like I said, Wisconsin used to be known for feet of snow every year. And now we're just known for cold. So I do believe it's changing, but I believe it's a natural occurring change. And I believe it'll continue to change. And at some point, California will be the cold place. Wisconsin will be the warm place. Billy will be the fat butt. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I believe we get to see it. I don't know. I have never looked into the progression through the archaeological digs as far as how long it has occurred over the course of history, how long it's taken. I just know it has. What's up, fat butt? What's up, you beautiful big boy? Show the world your face, because it's beautiful, big grump. So I do have, I have a few cases, not much. What I have, actually, I have one case, and then I just took the last half of Hillary Braley's arraignments and took the time spaces out. So I don't know what's that, but we haven't seen Magistrate Braley in a while, so I figured we'd check in on her, and just visually, the defendants looked interesting. What can I say? We might get lucky, or we might be bored to death. Those are the choices. Yes. Billy butt. Right here. That's what that is. The Billy butt window. Sometimes Earl's butt is in the window, but tonight it's Billy's butt. And he sheds. Oh my gosh. Picking little Billy hairs off of my computer. Oh, thank you. I only need about 12 million more of those, and then I can buy a plot on Martha's Vineyard. I love you, Mortimer Duke. Yeah, you'll see what I mean. I'm sure you will. They look interesting, and that's sometimes how I find my best cases. I'm just like, I'm gonna watch the docket for that guy. They say you can't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes you can, and sometimes it's a picture book. I know, but you know why I made the joke, you silly goose. That's why. Hi, Ava, honey. Are you just wanting love? Are you wanting to come up here and say hi to the world? Because you surely don't have to go potty, do you? You don't got to go outside, right? Do you? You just want love? You just want spoils and attentions? Okay, John Boom, I love you. Thank you for being here. All right, let's check this out. Let's check this out. You go potty. You go potty. Okay. Well, you got to be a little bit. When I say outside or I say potty, you got to actually react. Okay, like that. See? Earl will teach you how it's done. I'm coming. Jeez Louise. If ever you'd use the buttons. Yeah, somebody bought you those buttons and you won't use them. It's because there's nothing but marshmallow fluff inside that head.
Personal information, so that indeed does remain private. It does not go out beyond the courtroom. So let's begin. Your full name, sir, I have is Tyrence Lamar Stuckey. Is that correct?
Correct, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And your appearance, please, Mr. Etheridge.
Good afternoon, Honor Attorney Derek Etheridge, Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Stuckey. I'm appearing for arraignment purposes only. I'm appearing by video from the Office of the Public Defender. Mr. Stuckey is appearing by video from the Lansing Police Department lockup.
All right, thank you. Sir, we have 4 files here. The first file is 25-00798FY. This is a complaint alleging on or about March 12th of 2025 in the case of the people of the state of Michigan versus Tyrence Lamar Stuckey. It is alleged, sir, that on or about March 12th of this year at 1326 Rio Road, Lansing, Ingham County, Michigan. Count 1 alleges that you did make an assault upon Kara Ann Gonzalez with a dangerous weapon, to wit, a handgun, but without intending to commit the crime of murder or to inflict great bodily harm less than the crime of murder. Sir, that is contrary to law. It is a felony, maximum penalty 4 years and or $2,000. DNA to be taken upon arrest. A consecutive sentence may be imposed under Michigan law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Count 2 alleges that you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Kara Ann Gonzalez, a resident or former resident of your household, and or an individual with whom you had a child in common, and or an individual with whom you had a dating relationship. Sir, that is also contrary to law, a misdemeanor, maximum penalty 93 days and or $500. A consecutive sentence may be imposed under Michigan law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. And count 3 alleges that you did carry or have in your possession a firearm, to wit, a handgun, at the time you committed or attempted to commit a felony, to wit, assault with a dangerous weapon or felonious assault. Contrary to law, that is a felony, sir, maximum penalty 2 years consecutively within preceding any term of imprisonment imposed for the felony or attempted felony conviction, mandatory forfeiture of weapon or device. Do you understand the charges, sir, and the maximum penalties?
I kind of understand, but why wasn't I arrested for any of this? I haven't been contacted by no police until today. If this is a new charge.
I can't tell you that. I can tell you that the complaint was signed yesterday. No, not yesterday. It was signed Friday. So it didn't get entered into lien until that Friday. So
She was at my house yesterday, so I can't understand that.
I can't, I can only tell you that you're here today.
Thank you.
Now,
this is, that's why I kept saying this is something old. Now, this is something you're saying new has been brought up, that this has just been made against me. And I have no knowledge of it, so.
Sir, you need to just listen so we can get through your arraignments on your charges. So you understand the charges and the maximum penalties, is that correct?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
All right. Now, you do have rights, sir, and you were provided an advice of rights today, or you should have been. Did you receive that advice of rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you able to read it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand those rights, sir?
Ma'am.
All right. All right, then you also have other rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or write can be used against you, and you always have the right to have a lawyer present with you at any time that you are questioned. Do you understand those rights, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then Mr. Etheridge, is he applying for an attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. So the court will recognize you're applying for an attorney and you have 2 hearing dates. Sir, because this is a felony, you have a probable cause conference that is scheduled for Friday, March 28th. That is at 8:30 a.m. The second hearing is a preliminary exam that is scheduled for the following Friday, April 4th, also at 8:30 a.m. Both of the hearings are with Judge Kristen Simmons, and you do have to appear in person only. That is courtroom 4 on the 6th floor of City Hall. Do you have the notice, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Hang on to that. Have you ever failed to appear in court when ordered to do so?
No.
Okay. All right, so the next file we have is 25-00073 SM. This is a complaint also alleging the people of the state of Michigan versus tyrant Lamar Stuckey, alleging on or about October 11th of 2024 at the location of City of Lansing, Ingham County, Michigan. The charge alleges that you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon the following person: Caitlin Jeanette Whitty. That
I don't
is
even know who that
contrary to
is.
law.
I
Let
don't
me
even know who
finish,
that
sir.
is.
It doesn't help to interrupt. All right, contrary to law, that is a misdemeanor, maximum penalty, 93 days and or $500. A consecutive sentence may be imposed under Michigan law if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. So do you understand the charge and the maximum penalty?
I understand the charge, but keep my mouth
And
shut.
the maximum penalty? You understand the charge and maximum penalty, Mr. Stuckey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'm indicating that you're applying for a court-appointed attorney. The court will enter a not guilty plea for you. And we have a pretrial date set. That will take place Monday, April 7th at 10:30 a.m. Also with Judge Simmons, and you do have to appear in person on that matter as well, in her courtroom on the 6th floor of City Hall.
I prefer to appear in person because that Zoom messes you up. If you get kicked off, then you're at fault. So I prefer to come in person.
Well, that's great. That's great, because it's a lot easier, I think, when you see people in person. Okay, all right, so like I said, we'll get you an attorney on that charge as well. All right, we do have 2 other files, sir. This file is 24-00880 SM. This is a motion affidavit and bench warrant on an unlicensed dog from an offense date of March 21st of 2024. The bench warrant issued on this because you failed to appear for an arraignment on April 30th of 2024. I've got a copy of the notice that was mailed on March 27th to the address that we talked about earlier that I don't want to go out on the internet.
I'm pretty sure that not even a full minute ago, she asked him if he had any failures to appear, and he said no. And then what do we have in the next file but a motion from a failure to appear?
But it was mailed there. Did you get the notice, sir?
And I tried to do Zoom, and I got kicked off of Zoom with the dog ticket thing. And then I got a second dog at large, and I got her contained where she couldn't escape anymore. So I accept the dog at large and the other one for the dog ticket because I did get kicked off of Zoom. But like I said, I'm not a trouble person. I haven't been in trouble, and if anything, I'm gonna address.
Okay, sir. Too much information. All right, so he's applying for an attorney on both of these. Is that right, Mr. Etheridge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so the court's going to enter a not guilty plea. You're going to come back for that pretrial, and you can plead guilty at that point in front of the prosecutor. That's up to you. But at this point, this way you'll at least get a pretrial and able to explain what happened. May make a difference, it may not, I don't know, but I'm not a prosecutor, so it's always worth trying at the pretrial to get them to understand. So your pretrial on this is April 7th, 10:30 a.m. You are required to in person, which seems to work out better for you anyway. So you should have that notice, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, and the last file, which is 24-01126 SM, is just as you stated. It's a dog at large charge from April 11th of 2024, failing to appear for the arraignment on May 17th. I will indicate that you said you got kicked out of Zoom, so I'm going to arraign you on this matter. Ticket was issued April 11th, 2024, 4:15 p.m., Rio Road, City of Lansing, Ingham County, Michigan, for having a dog at large. That is a misdemeanor. Maximum penalty 90 days and or a $500 fine. You understand that charge and maximum penalty?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Okay, we'll enter the not guilty plea on that as well. And good news is your appearance date on that is the same, April 7th at 10:30 a.m. with Judge Simmons. And just to be clear, I probably did not give you the penalty on the unlicensed dog, so let me do that. That ticket was March 21st, 2024, 7:01 p.m., also in the Rio Road location. An unlicensed dog has the same maximum penalty, sir, up to 90 days and or a $500 fine. So it's the same on both. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. All right, the only thing I have left is an unpaid parking ticket. So if you would address bond, please,
I only
Mr.
owe 40
Etheridge.
bucks on that parking ticket.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay,
And on
Your Honor, I had the opportunity to meet with Mr. Stuckey before going on the record. He provided the following information for the court's consideration regarding bond. He advised me that the address he's staying at, the alleged victim, does not reside at that address. She resides with his mother. So none of the victims listed in either the felony or the misdemeanor reside at that address based on the information he's provided me. He's advised me that he is disabled, has limited income. He's on some public assistance. He does own a house and a truck, but the truck is not paid off. So he does have to make truck payments and car insurance and pay utilities. He advised me he had no prior felonies. He does have some misdemeanors, very low-level misdemeanors, no juvenile record, no diversion or out-of-state convictions. He's provided the explanation of why he was not able to appear for the dog tickets the court has arraigned him on. He has ties to the community, it appears. He has family and friends in the community. At the time we were going over this, I didn't know the date of offenses. Based on the information that I did have that I provided him, he did not believe he was on any type of status at the time of these alleged incidents. He would ask the court to grant him a PR bond with the appropriate bond conditions. I did not get the chance to go over no contact provisions with him because he didn't want to talk with me further as I was going over stuff with him. But I'm sure that he will listen to the court when the court gives him the no contact provisions, and will abide by any order the court gives him. So this time he's asking for a PR bond on all of his files. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, sir. So what the court does when reviewing these bonds, I'm going to look at your criminal history. I'm going to look at your ties in community or employment status. I'm going to look at the allegations, recognizing that they are allegations and you have the presumption of innocence. We'll start with the two dog tickets. These are matters that certainly don't show any violence, any threats of violence. There's no concern on that. You do have some ties in the community. So the court on the dog at large, which is the 01126, it's going to be a $300 personal recognizance bond. So you don't have to post any money. You just have to make sure that you make all of your court appearances and that you do not violate any state or local laws while you're on bond. On the 00880, which is the unlicensed dog, same thing, $300 personal recognizance bond. You do not have to post any money. But again, you can't miss any of your court dates. You cannot violate any state or local laws while you are on bond. On the next charge, which is the assault and battery, the court, again, will look at your ties of community or employment status, looks at the allegations, and absolutely recognizing, sir, that you are presumed innocent. And if you're found guilty, it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. It appears that this individual may very well be an employee of a marijuana dispensary. Which is perhaps why you don't know who that is, but that's the location of the court does. It does allege an assault upon this person.
Oh,
Don't say anything. You're just going to make it worse if you say anything.
When you just said that brought the thought to my mind, and no, that's
Okay.
not. I want to see her in court.
Okay. You don't want to say anything. So here you go. The bond on this is not going to be a PR. It's going to be a 10% bond to ensure her safety as well as your appearance. So the court's going to set the bond at a $3,000 10% bond. The conditions of your release are as follows. Do not miss any court dates and do not violate any state or local laws while you're on bond. You also are not to possess, purchase, or consume any alcohol or controlled substances without a prescription, and you are not to leave the state of Michigan without permission from the court. You also cannot possess or purchase any firearms, ammunition, or dangerous weapons. If you have any of those items, they need to be removed from your access. Additionally, you're not to have any contact or any assaultive behavior towards Caitlin Jeanette Whitty. That means you cannot go to that location. You cannot call, right? Let me finish, sir. You cannot call, write, page, email, text, no electronic communications of any kind. You can't have anybody else contact her on your behalf, and there's to be no threatening, harassing, or molesting behavior towards her or anyone else, and you may not go within 2,000 feet of where she's located at any time, including work, home, or school. So I'm going to tell you, you can't go to that location. If you see her on the street, in a grocery store, whatever, you recognize her, then turn around and go the other way. Do not have any contact whatsoever with this individual. Do you understand what that means, Mr. Stuckey?
Yes, ma'am, I do. But can I just ask you one question, ma'am? Because I have no family here other than my kids and Kara. So I asked this morning, the officers, could I bring money in case I get a bond? They told me don't bring money. Can I have till 5 o'clock to come back with the money? I got the money at home for my bond.
No, sir. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work
so
that
I
way.
can't get out then because I have no one. I have no one to get to that they screwed me.
Sir, we're not done yet. We got one more. Okay. All right, so when we're finished, you can talk to them about how to bond out. All right, so the next file we have, sir, is the other felony with the assault with a dangerous weapon, the domestic violence, and the weapons felony firearm charge. This is more complicated because it does involve alleged assaults with a weapon, as well as it being a person who you had children with or that you resided or had a dating relationship. And there's a third count of the felony firearm, which is allegedly using a firearm while committing a felonious assault. The court is very concerned for the safety of Ms. Gonzalez and is not going to grant you a PR bond, nor am I going to grant you a 10% bond, sir, because I don't find that that is sufficient to ensure we're not done. Not done. So your bond on this, sir, is a $50,000 cash surety bond, and this is done to ensure her safety as well as your appearance in court. So the conditions of your release today, Mr. Stuckey, are do not miss any court dates, do not violate any state or local laws while you're on bond, and you are not to possess, purchase, or consume any alcohol or controlled substances without a prescription. Sir, to ensure that you are free of alcohol and controlled substances, I'm ordering a 2-time random weekly PBT, as well as a 2-time random monthly ETG to make sure that you don't have any controlled substances in your system. Additionally, you cannot leave the state of Michigan without permission from the court, and you are not to possess or purchase any firearms, ammunition, or dangerous weapons. Also, since this is a felony, you will have to report to pretrial services, and that is to set up any pretrial supervision that may be necessary. Also, you cannot have any contact or assaultive behavior towards Kara Ann Gonzalez. That means you cannot call, write, page, email, text, no electronic communications of any kind. Can't have anybody else contact her on your behalf, and there's to be no threatening, harassing, or molesting behavior towards her or anyone else, and you may not go within 2,000 feet of where she lives, works, or goes to school. Additionally, I am ordering a GPS tether with the 2,000-foot exclusion zone. So if you go into any area within 2,000 feet of where she lives, works, or goes to school, Lansing Police Department will be notified that you have entered the zone, as well as Ms. Gonzalez if possible. Absolutely no contact whatsoever. Do you understand those conditions, Mr. Stuckey?
Ma'am, I understand.
All right, then anything else, Mr. Etheridge?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, you're all set, sir. That concludes your arraignment.
Yes, me.
I'm not gonna lie. I was honestly, genuinely waiting for him to throw hands at the wall. Yep. I was expecting to see it. The way he was pacing and having his little temper tantrum, you know he has anger issues. And I was just waiting for that wall to take one. Yeah, that I knew it. Kid John Boom. I hope you're not speaking from experience, because that looks awful specific. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Oh, goody. The rest of them are all a mystery. That one I knew. I chopped that one up myself. This one, I just took out the time-space gaps, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it's any good. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. You guys are too much.
Yeah, they probably did. They probably did. Doing grease. Yo,
Okay, good afternoon. Can I have your name, please?
Terrence Weatherspoon.
Okay, thank you. Give me just a moment, please. Okay, now calling case numbers 20W001860 and 20S3800571. Excuse me. These are the matters of Terrence Weatherspoon. Can I have appearances for the record, please?
Ashley Moten, Assistant Public Defender, appearing on behalf of Mr. Weatherspoon. May you please restate that you said 20S?
Yes, 20S3800571.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Weatherspoon, state your name, please.
Terrence Weatherspoon.
Okay, thank you. So today is the date and time set for an arraignment in the matter ending in 1860. This was a citation from April 16th of 2020. It looks like you were arraigned on this previously. That was back in March of 2021. You stood mute and a not guilty plea was entered at that point. You were set for a pretrial conference, and let's see. Appearance has been an issue for you. So in this particular instance, a bench warrant issued for your arrest on August 12th, 2021. And here we are.
Thank you. May I address bond?
Yes.
I talked to Mr. Weatherspoon regarding this. He doesn't remember specifically this case, but what I did see about in JIS was that his pretrial on July 21st was adjourned, and that's when they adjourned it to August 11th. I'm not sure if he was present at that time, but again, he doesn't remember appearing on Zoom and hearing about an adjournment. I believe a notice was sent to an address in Canton, which he hasn't lived at that address in quite some time. Either way, he wasn't aware of the warrant. He has no pending cases. He's not on probation, doesn't have any holds. His last conviction, I believe, was about 7 to 10 years ago. And he just came into police contact by being a passenger in a vehicle. We're requesting a personal bond and a new pretrial date in this matter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I was hospitalized at the time. I was shot July 1st of 2021. I was shot 13 times. So I would have never I was in a coma, so I would have never been able to make the hearing or none of that.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. That is a lot.
I just wait, she's saying the date. I realized the date. Like I got shot July 1st of 2021. So the 21st, I would have never been able to make a court date.
Okay. That's when it was adjourned.
Yeah.
I understand. Thank you for confirming that.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. At this time, the court will set a pretrial conference date in the matter ending in 860. That will be April 1st, 2025 at 9 in the morning over Zoom before Judge Washington. The court will set a personal recognizance bond in this matter at this time. For the speeding ticket, I'm setting a show cause hearing for the same date and time, April 1st, 9 a.m. to keep the cases together. Okay. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Attorney Moten, was there anything that you wanted to add?
Nope. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. then, sir, you are free to go to the door and tell the jail that you are finished. Your hearing is concluded if you don't have any questions for me.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Universal? Here, let me get it for you.
You know,
If you get one.
it's strong.
Huh?
Nice.
It's not about strong, it's about alignment.
Maybe real heavy. Not too worried about that.
Good afternoon. Give me just a moment. Attorney Moten, just to clarify on that last matter, I'm doing a PR bond in that, since I don't recall if I actually said that out loud or not.
Oh, yes, you did. Thank you. Got it.
Would you be Mr. Graham?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Give me just a moment. Okay, thank you for your patience. Now calling 23S00820. This is the state of Michigan versus Derek Graham. Can I get appearances for the record, please?
Ashley Moten, Assistant Public Defender, appearing on behalf of Mr. Graham. State your name, sir.
Graham.
Okay, thank you. So today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. Before I get started, Attorney Moten, was there anything you wanted to say? Did you want to address the plea?
Yes, Mr. Graham stands mute to the charges, requests a not guilty plea be entered. If you may please read the complaint.
Okay. Just a moment. Attorney Moten,
Yes.
does your client have another matter that he's being arraigned on this afternoon?
I believe you already went to circuit court, right?
Yes.
Yes, he has a bond in those already.
Okay. The 24FB1431.
1431, yes. And I believe they did both. The police number 2516769.
I'm not sure if I saw that one. Okay. So what I have here is a misdemeanor complaint that charges that on or about December 10th of 2023 at 290 Dakota Avenue, you did maliciously use a service provided by a telecommunications service provider with the intent to terrorize, frighten, intimidate, threaten, harass, molest, annoy, or disturb the peace and quiet of Desiree Johnson by threatening physical harm or damage to any person or property in the course of a conversation or message through the use of a telecommunications service or device. This is otherwise known as malicious use of telecommunications services. Do you understand the charge against you?
Yeah.
Okay. This is, again, a misdemeanor. It has a maximum penalty of up to 6 months in jail, a $1,000 fine plus court costs, or both. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say out loud or in writing can be used against you in court. You have the right to be presumed innocent beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by judge or by jury. You have the right to be represented by an attorney during all stages of these court proceedings, that is before, during, and after trial. Also, if questioning were to take place by a police officer, you have the right to have an attorney with you before that questioning begins. You are not required to disclose citizenship status to the court, but you do have the right to consult with an attorney to see if this case would have any effect on your citizenship status. If that last part does not apply to you, then don't worry about it. Okay? Do you have any questions about your rights? Okay, thank you. Attorney Moten, did you want to address bond, please?
Yes. These allegations do stem from a 2023 date. Now I do recall seeing a bond form by the prosecutor's office that was requesting a $25,000 bond and a GPS tether. I do understand now there are 2 new cases. However, $25,000 definitely seems like pretty high for at that time. I do believe a GPS tether would be sufficient. He's not on probation or parole. due to the new two cases, he may be in custody until March 27th. So we're requesting a low cash bond so he can get credit. And again, if necessary, a GPS tether. I believe that that should be sufficient. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. At this time, the court will set a pretrial conference date of March 31st, 2025. That will be at 9 in the morning over Zoom before Judge Washington. The court will set bond with the following conditions. You are not to use or possess alcohol, marijuana, or illegal drugs. Within 24 hours of your release, you are to report to community corrections for drug and alcohol testing. You will need $12 and a photo ID. Prior to your release, you are to be fitted with a GPS tether with a hot zone of the address, Ms. Johnson's address. I believe that's the Dakota Avenue address. You are not to purchase or possess any firearms, ammunition, other dangerous weapons, or the means to create any weapons. Any weapons that you do possess are to be surrendered. You are not to leave the state of Michigan without the court's permission. You are not to have contact with Desiree Johnson. When the court says no contact, what the court means is no in-person contact, no contact through the mail, no contact over the phone via phone calls, text messages, emails, social media, the internet in any way, shape, or form, or through third parties. You are not to go to Ms. Johnson's place of residence, her place of work, or any place she might frequent. When the court says do not go, the court does not care if you own a place, rent a place, or are personally invited to go someplace. You don't go. You are not to engage in any sort of assaultive, threatening, harassing, terrorizing, molesting, or stalking behaviors towards Ms. Johnson or anyone else. You are not to engage in any sort of criminal activity whatsoever. You are to appear for any and all dates set for you by the court. The next one in this matter being that March 31st Zoom hearing. That also means going to community corrections as ordered. And I am going to ask that you be referred to community mental health as well. So you are to comply with any sort of recommendations that they make for you. So, do you understand all of the bond conditions? Okay, and I do need you to speak up a little bit so that the recorder can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The conditions will be entered into the law enforcement information network, so they will be readily accessible to any police officers you may come into contact with. And if they have probable cause to believe that you have violated one of these conditions, they can arrest you on the spot, and you'll be held for a bond violation hearing in front of a judge who may revoke your bond and set a new, more restrictive one. Do you have any questions about anything I just said?
As far as so well, can I get a breakout with my attorney before it's over?
So I have someone else that I need to see after you. So Attorney Moten, I'm assuming somebody from your office is going to reach out to Mr. Graham.
Yes, we will reach out to you before your first court date. Someone will come visit you.
On the 31st?
The 27th is your next one, so you'll definitely talk to someone before that.
Okay. And my bond is how much?
So at this time, the court's setting bond in the amount of $15,000. 10% is allowed.
What is that? 1,500 or?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Attorney Moten. Did you have anything that you wanted to add?
Nope, Mr. Graham, the public defender's phone number is posted all around the jail, so you can give us a call, but we'll definitely be calling you, or actually coming to see you in person. Okay,
Thank you very much.
no problem. Thank you.
Thank you. And sir, if you don't have any more questions for the court, at this time, you're free to go to the door and tell the jail that you're finished. Your hearing is concluded, excuse me.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my gosh, that was fun. I love Wordle. That is so much fun. My daughter got me hooked on it as the New York Times game, and I got into Sudoku at that time too, because I could never understand Sudoku until I started playing it on the New York Times game. Yeah. We had a good streak going before I broke it. I'm telling you, that 10% gets them every time. Can you imagine if the bail bondsmans all wanted 15%? Like, they might have to stop committing crimes because they wouldn't know how to figure out 15%. I have not played that one. I will have to look that one up. Mortimer Duke, you and I need one of those interactive game dates. We can play in the Discord in Billy's game room. Yeah. Or Ava's place. I'm not picky. We will raise our standards in that way. that right there, that's how we're going to make up for the lack of the educational system. Well, there was one teacher, their students had the highest test scores in math. And when the administration found out how that was possible, the teacher got fired. The teacher was teaching them math and fractions and percentages and things like that using what they were selling, what the kids were selling, and the teachers weren't dumb, you know. And they're like, well, yeah, you think about it, everything that you're doing is fractions, you know, you're handling an eighth and a quarter, and that's a fraction right there. And that was how it clicked with the kids. And so that's what the teachers started using as their medium. And it worked, but unfortunately, the administration didn't like it. Oh, man. Oh, man. You did. I'm so sorry. I called it a court crawl, but it wasn't really a court crawl. It was, you know, a little bit of a mystery surprise bag, but, you know, I kind of knew what was coming with the first one, but I didn't have time to make a thumbnail. That was kind of the biggest thing. I didn't have time, or was too lazy, procrastinated too much. I don't know. You pick your excuse. I miss Farkle. Oh my gosh. It's been a minute. That was so much fun. Oh, I'll have to check it out. Maybe I've played it and I just didn't recognize the name. Sorry. And now all of you are yawning. I'm so sorry. I know, it's contagious. Look at that baby girl right there. Oh, now she wakes up. Yeah. Puts her head right back down on the pillow. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me. I had a lot of fun. And I hope you guys did too. I think you did. It was great. Oh, that's always what she does right there. Yep, that's her spot. That until I lay down. When I lay down, then her spot is like on me, like, you know, one paw on my hip, one paw on my shoulder, one on my face. Like, yeah. But those are her pillows in the corner. She knows it. Huh. I haven't seen that. If that's what it is. Okay. All right. I'm done. I can't. 2 yawns. I'm out. You guys are great. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.